Hello, my name is Matthew Deutsch, and I'm a professional business plan writer. Over the past 2 years, I've built this thing. And what this is three computers that work in tandem to gather and calculate economic and financial data regarding any market in the United States as well as any industry. For the purposes of this sample, I chose Austin as the target market and in-home healthcare agencies as the target industry. Once I put in certain parameters regarding what I want to see and what risks I want analyzed, the program then runs. If you take a look, it's running now. I did speed up that video just so you have to sit through it. But it basically takes a look at multiple different types of economic scenarios and how it impacts industries as well as any given local or regional market. Once it's done, and that again takes about anywhere from 15 minutes to about 2 hours, depending on where I'm sourcing the information and how many calculations are being done, out comes a full Excel model that showcases all the different attributes of the market and the risk. And here's what that looks like. And here it is. This is the end result of all the number crunching. As you can see, the target market area is specific for Austin. There's an overview of the household income. This is broken down by zip code. Same with the population density and market demand. Very importantly, this is the historical unemployment rate for Austin as compared to the United States as a whole. As you can see, it typically trends lower in almost every year, which is actually a very positive thing because it shows that the area is more economically stable. From the calculations that were done, this shows the target market economic sensitivity, and the lower these numbers, the better. In the case of inflation, Austin is only impacted 44.9% as much as compared to the United States as a whole. For GDP, it's 15.1%. For consumer spending, it's 5.7%, and for interest rate fluctuations, it's 51.06%. And what this means ultimately is that the toll that any of these numbers take on the Austin economy is roughly only around half as compared to the national averages, which is a very good thing. So if inflation's high, it only impacts Austin 44.9% as much. If interest rates spike up, the area is only affected by 50% as compared to the national average. Over here is the risk scoring. This is really the crux of the whole thing. I'll get to this in just a minute. I'm going to go through the demographics tab. And here is an overview of the market area, home price, household income, number of residents. Because this is a analysis for home healthcare, we took a look at the percentage over 65, as well as the number of competitors in the market. Here is just an overview of Austin as compared to the national averages. So as you can see, median home price is 140,000 higher. Household income is almost 15,000 more. Median age is a little bit less. Austin is a younger area. Population growth is significantly higher, 2.1% versus a national average of 0.5%. That's great. And then we take a look at the market demand. Over here is a heat map just showing where the demand is among the targeted demographics. The total addressable market value based on national statistics of people requiring in-home care. The average annual revenue per client, which is adjusted specifically to Austin given the added wealth of this area. Number of clients to service ratio, which is great, 148 competitors to a target market of around 12,250 people, and the market growth. From there, there's also an industry overview, pretty intuitive. This is just sort of the pedigree information here. The size of the industry, the growth rate is 7.62%. That's fantastic. About 1.1 million people employed. I'll get to these statistics in just a moment. And then percentage of national demand. As you can see, Texas is by far one of the largest markets for needing in-home healthcare. Market by size, again, the entirety of Texas is the largest market of any state requiring these types of services. And then the industry overview. We go back 10 years. Right here, you can notice this big divot. This is from when the pandemic happened, so there really wasn't a huge growth in the number of home healthcare agencies. Industry revenue has steadily increased over the past 10 years. Obviously, a little flat during the pandemic time. Industry employment has remained relatively stable, and the number of service providers continues to climb as well, which is, again, is sort of intuitive given that the number of people from the baby boomer generation are now requiring sort of a greater degree of care. And let me just go back to the dashboard real quick. And again, just to keep this number in mind, 0.054, I'm going to get to this in the next section of this video, but this again is sort of the crux of how all this works, and I'll explain it in just a So what does this mean? The number 0.504, that indicates that starting a home healthcare agency, statistically speaking, in Austin, is about 50% less risky than starting it anywhere else in the country. And that's important for a few reasons. Whenever I write a business plan for a client, one of the things I always focus very heavily on is that it's to reduce risk. Any lender or investor is going to want to see that they're getting into a promising venture, but not necessarily a very risky venture. From the standpoint of a business loan institutions, as a commercial bank, or if you're going for an SBA loan, they're very focused on the risk that they're taking if they lend you money. Within the business plan, showing these types of statistics, especially if you're in a more population dense area, further shows that yes, this is a less risky venture as compared to any other market. And that's one of the things that I always focus heavily on, mainly because banks, when they go through their underwriting process, they want to make sure that they're going to get their principal and interest repaid on a month-to-month basis, regardless of how the economy is doing. As you saw through the dashboard that I showed, for in a place like Austin, their risk was substantially reduced. Even during a challenging economic climate, when inflation is high or when interest rates are going up, this area still maintains a very good, strong economic base. Employment remains strong, and the economy as a whole does well. And that's essentially it. I was debating whether or not to put the full business plan into this video to show how it all integrates. I just didn't want to make this too long, and again, I appreciate your time for taking a look at this. So if you do want to take a look at samples that have this built in, feel free to go to our website. The name of the business is humanintelligencebusinessplans.com. The link is down below. I think as of this month, we have about 100 different samples spanning a wide range of industries. Certainly, if you're in need of a business plan or a pitch deck, we do both. Feel free to give us a call at any time. I'm always more than happy to answer any questions you may have. And again, thank you very much for taking a look. Take care.